as long-term survivors, 28 years. I have been living with this longer than I have not been. And, the time when I found out, I wasn't supposed to make it. There really wasn't a lot. And the way that I made it through it, and I know this must sound crazy, but was to work as hard as I could. I figured if I could just continue working and my focus forward in terms of advocacy, that I would be okay.
HIV and AIDS has impacted my life very personally and directly. I lost my best friend in the world, my brother, who was 32 at the time. He died in 1992, and it really changed my life and the life of all of my family.
I was different. I immediately associated AIDS and HIV to me being different. What it ended up causing was, I always thought in my early teens that I would die from AIDS, that AIDS was going to kill me. If it turned out that I was going to be gay, then this was going to be what was going to be the cause of my death. I for sure thought by the time I was 18 I'd be dead from AIDS, HIV. I didn't get the proper information. It was out of fear of my own sexual identity and what AIDS looked like in the media that I came up with this. I never planned to go to college. I never planned what I would do after high school.
We already know about what is the use of condom. We already know how they use a condom and what time we have to use a condom. But we don't know where we can go and get hormones. So maybe we share needles. Silicon parties in Florida. A van, they go to the parking lot in one gay club and they charge $300 and they pumping girls and inside of the vans. CDC don't know that one. Work with transgender is not give a condoms. Work with transgender is understand what the transgender life is and how we pass.
Gays would organize themselves in social groups. But when the HIV and AIDS epidemic hit, it had to become much more political in terms of ensuring that Latino lesbians and gays in the communities were getting the messages and information and prevention, particularly prevention messages, because at that point there was no cure and no good medications for the epidemic. And then, of course, the Latina lesbians that were in the community took care of our brothers who were also ill during that period of time. And so that brought us much closer together, but that was, at least, I was more in a rural
until my former lover became best friend, was diagnosed with HIV and AIDS back in the late 1980s, that it really impacted me, of the tremendous need that our community had when it came to addressing sexuality, HIV, AIDS, and other issues that we don't like talking about. In 1993, I founded the Wallace Memorials Project. We constructed the nation's only publicly funded AIDS monument, and it was dedicated on December the 1st, 2004, in front of 1,500 people here at Lincoln Park.
And it pretty much I'm at where I'm at now because of the HIV. At the beginning, they told you 4 to 5 years, so I thought I'd be dead when I was 25. And I went through those stages where I was rebellious, I wanted to do everything. I thought, well, if I'm only going to live 4 or 5 years, then I'm going to live it up. Then when I was 25, I realized, well, I think I'm going to be here a little bit longer than that, so I need to start taking care of myself. And it really motivated me to take better care of myself. It also inspired me to think of goals that I wanted to do, where before I didn't care what I did for a career. But I figured at that point, if I was going to be around, I really needed to find something that I wanted to do.
I was looking at a picture a couple of days ago, and there are 10 of us in the picture, and only 3 of us are alive. And these are young people who died in their 20s, early 30s, like a whole life went unfulfilled. So I think the impact that had was dreams unfulfilled. Projects that were never came to
HIV is a very personal issue, not only because it has affected me personally, but also because it has affected my friends, acquaintances, people I care about, and because people have unfortunately become accustomed to the idea that pills do take care of the disease and therefore they can expose themselves to HIV and get infected. It's certainly not a walk in the park for anyone, and I would certainly recommend to anyone watching this video that if they don't know their status, to get tested, and if they know their status and they are negative, to keep practicing safer sex practices.
It's one of the issues that has affected me personally. As an HIV positive trans woman, HIV is one of the issues that impact the trans community. There have been studies to where it shows that the trans community, particularly male to female trans individuals, are the ones who are more affected and more impacted and that have the highest incidence of HIV. We have to do a lot of work to make sure that the HIV specific needs of our community are met. We do know that there is some HIV prevention efforts, but that is obviously
A year and a half ago, I started volunteering at UCLA Harbor Medical Center. A young mother who had come in to client services that I was assisting one morning, and I was the only Spanish speaker on hand. So when she came to me, she started disclosing what she had just recently gone through. She basically had just found out that she was HIV positive the day before. And through the tears was that her husband had actually been the one who infected her, had never told her that he was positive. And to make matters worse, she had a 1-year-old infant who she was afraid might also be HIV positive because she wasn't on any medication. It's in that one moment where just working in social services, just talking to her, I could only do so much. And what I really wanted to be part of was her treatment. So I'm pursuing a degree in a doctorate in medicine as a result of being able to contribute more